get to our next topic, which is also superhero related.
Oh man, I'm so glad we got Aaron on for this show because he loves
Luke.
He can't get enough of this.
Marvel's the greatest thing to happen to society.
Lucas Cage or Luke Cage premieres September 30th, actually, which is So this is being released September 17th, Sunday, but we are taping September 16th, the Saturday. So 2 weeks from the taping of this LuZoCast.
I have a question.
What's up?
Is David Tennant in this?
Yes.
He is?
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, what?
Then I will not watch this show.
Is Matt Smith in it?
Next topic, please.
Next.
Christopher Eccleston?
Do you have something against people from Harlem?
I have something against all Marvel
TV
Netflix
shows?
Garbage.
Do you not like the Netflix shows?
No.
Really? Oh, this is
Really?
interesting.
Okay, yeah.
We gotta hear this.
I don't know. I mean, I think they're boring. I mean, the first Daredevil was pretty good just because.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because it's mainly the villains, right?
Oh,
Wilson
100%
always.
villains.
Wilson Fisk was really great as Kingpin, and then they kind of neutered him toward the end. But he was really great throughout the beginning. David Tennant was probably one of the best Marvel villains I think I've ever seen ever.
Up there with Loki, pretty much.
I think even beyond, the dude was just awful. He was just, and through no fault of his own, he had a power that purely made him terrible. And that's great. But you look at Jessica Jones, and she's like, I'm going into prison. Why? I don't know. What's the plot point there? You're going into prison to get the guy to come to you, but now you're in prison, and I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that Luke Cage is either going to have a really good villain or just be boring as hell.
Yeah, because season 2 of the Daredevil was not good.
Yeah.
No.
would
I watched,
completely 100% agree with you.
I watched
right
4
now.
episodes of that, and I was like, eh.
Those are the best episodes, the first 4 with the Punisher.
The Punisher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then after that,
it
it
goes
just
kind of
because the Punisher isn't the villain of the show or anything. It's kind of
He's
everywhere.
like a distraction.
I guess
he's
what I find-
for the first 4
And
episodes.
then he has a second arc later in the season.
Yeah.
Where it just it's not even related to the Daredevil.
Well, I find it
Luke
really
Cage
interesting.
season 1, or Punisher season.
Shut
1.
up.
Sorry.
This is my show now.
My
No, I
show.
just find it really interesting that when you look at these Netflix Marvel shows, you sort of see the cracks in the veneer, right? These are the shows where Marvel's supposed to be taking a chance. This is where they're supposed to be okay, the source material here is not that strong, so maybe we can be liberated to make something that's a little interesting, right?
Right.
We have this Jessica Jones character who is dark and brooding, but just for the sake of being dark and brooding, okay, whatever. And, she falls into this formulaic femme thing that doesn't, she's
Femme
not really a
fatale.
strong, she's not really even a strong female character. She's just kind of oh, I'll just do whatever it takes to stop this guy because he's controlling my life.
And for me I liked that first season of Jessica Jones, but then the concern is for that second season, what's even interesting about the character
Right.
without
Enough.
the David Tennant character?
Right,
Enough.
and so-
There's not enough.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying is these vanilla movies that are vanilla that come out, and it's just well, that was fun, but it's just another Marvel movie. That breaks down in these Netflix shows because they can't compartmentalize these goofy characters.
They're kind of stuck in this corporate Marvel, this is what we have to do,
Right.
and this is the tone everything has to have,
Right.
and the Marvel formula, we're building up to something, right?
Yeah, which
Always,
is
always,
and
it's
which
always
is- and
building
which-
up to something.
And which is
Yeah.
a big difference in the comics. It's not like they're truly building up to arcs. It's these things organically happen
Right.
in the comic books, right? It's not so we have all these comic book arcs that are building up to Civil War. No, you have a bunch of cool arcs before, during, and after the Civil War arc in comic books. You know what I mean? It's just all these stories that can concurrently run together and fit into each other and whatnot. That's good writing. And
Right.
I just feel like it doesn't translate to the movies. It's just very all right, we have to really spoon feed you. Think of even all the last few movies leading into Civil War or into the Avengers and everything. They're spoon feeding you into or Civil War, for example, just the Ultron. This is what happened.
right.
Yeah.
Look at Avengers 2.
Yes.
In other words, Avengers everything the same as the first
yeah,
Avengers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We came together, spoon feed.
Yeah.
It's just it's not organic.
You know what? Sorry, you know what blew my mind? Yesterday, one of my coworkers was like, "Wow, I really want to watch Civil War." I was like, "Have you seen any of the other Marvel movies?" And she was like, "No." I'm like, you're not gonna like Civil War. Like you're not gonna know a
No.
lot of what's going on,
No,
or even
not at
why it's kind of an interesting movie.
Right.
So it's just they're always building, and they're keeping it so you have to watch every single one to get the newest one.
Right.
I would say Civil War stands on its own. I think you could
think
watch
so?
Civil War and be like, "Well, that was fun." I mean, you're not going to come away thinking like, "What are the existential questions they're asking here?" You know, you're just going to be
For
like,
sure.
"Huh."
Yeah,
That
it's
was
still
the
it's
main
still a
movie.
good time
There was
outside
lots
of
of
it.
explosions. There was a giant guy, and the Hulk wasn't
The
there.
giant
so,
man.
Right, the Hulk ran out.
Giant man.
Though apparently the Russo brothers originally did want to do Red Hulk with.
Oh, really?
With General
that would
General
be
Ross.
interesting.
Yeah. But then they were
I
like.
really want to see Gray Hulk. You guys know anything about Gray Hulk?
Yo, so
Wait,
Grey Hulk
so
was
all the colors of the rainbow.
well, Grey Hulk
Yeah.
was supposed to be in Avengers 2.
Was he? Well, because Gray Hulk is like he's interesting because he's like this like sulking Hulk.
Yeah.
And he's like really.
Sad Hulk.
Yeah, not even sad. He's just like emo Hulk. Like
Yeah.
he's still pissed, but he's pissed in like a sort of like a depressing way. Like
So lonely.
like he's like I remember reading a comic with him and like it's the first time Bruce Banner turns into Grey Hulk. First off, he only comes out at night, so it's like okay, right then and there. But then he's
Batman
like. He like smashes a wall down, but as he's doing it, he's like puny humans and their dumb walls, and it's like he's not even like yelling or anything. He's just like slowly smashing the wall down. It's just like this is great. I like this guy.
So
He's like the womp womp Hulk.
in Avengers 2, when Scarlet Witch
Grey Hulk.
took over his mind, they originally had tinted the skin gray to
Yeah.
be Grey Hulk because it's like different from the regular Hulk. But
Right.
then they're just like, this is too confusing.
Yeah,
And
they give
let's
up.
not
Wait
do
a
it.
minute, we can't go outside of our tiny little box. Stop it!
Exactly.
No, get back in there.
Exactly. It's just like, okay.
Listen here, writers. Stop those idea things.
So any more thoughts on speaking of Marvel, any more thoughts on Luke Cage? Is there any reason to be excited for this? I actually liked Michael Coulter's
In Jessica
Luke
Jones.
Cage in Jessica Jones.
I'm
I thought
excited
he
just
was
to
a
see.
solid
I'm
character.
hoping it'll be different than Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and stands on its own and is good somehow.
I
Just
guess,
hopeful.
I guess I'm just hoping for one dang Marvel something or other where it's just like there's a compartmentalized problem. This is your problem, right?
Right.
It's within this city. That's it. Shield's not involved. This is your problem, right?
Right.
Here's your bad guy. This is it. And like, you don't need to be like, well, I'm doing this to stop the destruction of Omicron 38.
Omicron 38?
If I don't do this, the whole city's gonna sink into a hole where Mephisto's gonna like. You don't like. I don't know. You just need something like really tiny.
Agreed.
Like, this guy keeps robbing liquor stores. I need to stop him.
And,
you
that,
know?
and that's what it seems
Actually,
like.
Luke
Luke
Cage-
Cage seems like it's gonna
Right.
be.
It seems like it might be. At least the trailer
I'll take
seems
it.
to like at least like it's like a mob boss.
Yeah.
He seems to be fighting.
He's
Yeah.
going to Harlem, like back to his home area, and kind of
Clean
trying
up
to
the
like
streets.
fix things a little bit.
He's like,
That's good.
He holds us. I think some guy by the throat. He's like, "This is my city."
Because I think going back to Daredevil, like I think the biggest problem with it is like these are quote unquote street level heroes, right?
Yeah.
These are the guys that really are dealing with like the everyday,
Boring
thug
problem.
bad guy type of problem. Like the problem with like Daredevil season 2, it's like they're trying to end the whole world. It's just like what?
No.
Yeah.
No, like the
Well-
Avengers would just come in and do this. Who like
Shouldn't Daredevil call for help at that
right,
point?
exactly. Or even
Bring
like
in the Gray Hulk.
or even like the ABC show Agents of Shield. I don't know if you watch that, Aaron.
I don't.
In this last season, it was like a huge end of the world event, and it was just so unbelievable. Like no one would ever call in the Avengers to help with it. Just like, yeah, we'll just have some humans with some pistols take care of it. What?
Shield.
Shouldn't we? Wait a minute. Shh. No.
But it's all connected. It's all
Right.
the same universe. No, it's not.
We've got Ghost Rider, the guy with no.
No,
we don't need
no,
him
no,
yet.
we don't
Not
need
until
him.
next season.
Nah,
yeah, exactly.
No.
We're saving that.
Right.
But